following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
Yeah, go Cowboys!
This is Mick Shots, streaming live on DallasCowboys.com and the official Dallas Cowboys app. Now, here are Bill Jones, Everson Walls, and Mickey Spagnola.
And it is a fantastic Football Friday inside the SWBC podcast studio here at the Star in Frisco. Bill Jones, Everson Walls, and the star of this show, the Missouri Tiger, wearing his Mizzou shirt today because it's a Football Friday, and that would be Mickey Spagnola.
Got to get ready. Football's back.
You're going to be 2-0 by whenever you play. I don't even know who you play K-State. That's right.
Unfortunately, at K-State.
At K-State. Good luck with that.
That's going to be pretty tough.
And Sunday night, it's the Dallas Cowboys and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
That's
we have
what
so
matters,
much to get to over the course of the next 45 minutes. We had football last night. And the NBC crew's second game of the weekend is going to be a lot better than the first game of the weekend.
Boy, it can't be any worse.
Yep. So I guess everybody was right. Buffalo's going to win the Super Bowl this year.
Buffalo's winning the Super Bowl.
Oh, my God. You guys are so happy for Buffalo. You know, I've never seen a team that's so favored just because they feel sorry for the quarterback. You know, he got his butt kicked in the playoffs, and they were like, that's not fair. I'm like thinking to myself, come on, man, how many people have gotten their butts kicked in overtime playoffs? And what is it, sudden death, basically, right? Isn't that what it is? It's sudden death?
If they score a touchdown,
He didn't get a chance.
Well, he didn't get, how many people did not get a chance all of a sudden? We're like, oh, we need to change the rules. We feel so sorry for him.
I'll
Give
tell
me a
you
break,
what,
man. Get the heck out of here.
If he keeps playing the way he did last night, he ain't going to make it to the Super Bowl. He's
that's
going to
a
be
big
in a
kid,
hospital
man.
bed.
That's a big kid.
Yeah, well, big kid doesn't need, with 7 minutes to go in the game, be diving for the end zone, right? When you're up by, what was it, 14?
His youth may be his downfall because that's the way he thinks. You know, as a young kid, I got to make this every play. I've got to go all out, and that's a testament, a credit to him. But damn, I don't feel sorry for him because he loses. That gives me a break.
Do you think quarterbacks need to throw in the offseason?
What do you mean?
Matthew Stafford?
Oh, yeah.
On the other side?
At least throw it to your side.
But I'm just saying that.
Yes.
And Sean McVay has seen this before in his career.
Right.
He was with Washington after RG3's Pro Bowl season, Rookie of the Year season, his rookie year, and he tore up his knee at the end of the season and wasn't able to do anything in the offseason afterwards. And we saw how he performed that second year in the league. There's a reason that Dak Prescott is out here in February starting his workouts and off-season stuff. And there's a reason he's got a football field at his home. Quarterbacks have to, if they're healthy, have to throw in the offseason, especially in this case with the Cowboys with a new crop of receivers and stuff.
And you also have to have a good new pair of shoes, too.
Oh, yeah. Get to what happened yesterday here.
What happened
as we were on the air? I got a text, a top secret text from an insider who said that Dak left the practice field.
Dak left the building.
It usurped the death of the Queen.
You know what? It just about.
Yeah.
I was looking at the front page of the morning news today, and I saw the Queen, and I expect to see Dak right next
under
her.
there, right?
No, next, not under.
Now, obviously, as you all know, Dak held court with the media after practice, and he says he's just fine. He was smiling when he said it, too.
So basically what happened.
I think he enjoys the little coyness.
He pointed out that he wears a new pair of shoes every game. But yesterday, it was not a new pair of old-style shoes. It was a new pair of shoes, a new style.
Mm-hmm.
And it irritated the ankle that he had repaired, and it started to hurt. And so right away they threw up the red flag, and it's like, okay, get the hell out of here, right? And everybody said, well, why didn't he just change shoes and then go back to practice? Well, they sent and made sure he got examined and make sure it was nothing more than like the time when he had the sore shoulder, and it was like, oh, it's just a little sore. Well, it was a little bit more than that, right? So I ain't taking his word for it. So they checked it out, and basically that's what it was.
And it's okay.
And he went back to his old shoes. Okay. So that song, "Daddy's Got a New Pair of Shoes," or whatever, however it goes, sometimes that ain't a good thing, right?
Well, you want to hear from Dak?
Yes, if we have that cut.
Producer Supreme Chris B has Dak Prescott talking.
I thought you just wanted to take my word for it. Right?
Let's hear what Dak had to say.
No one trusts you.
No, honestly, I feel great. Something may come up in the report, but as you know, that's this league, and if you don't report a hangnail, you'll get suspended or they'll get fined. Excuse me. So. But no, I feel great. I still feel the best that I felt in a very, very long time. Not even comparable to where I was last year going into this game. So honestly,
would you tell us if it was? Yeah.
I didn't necessarily. I was limited today, but as I said, it is my ankle. But it is just being very, very precautious. Switch shoes today probably wasn't the best idea. So there we go. So we're good to go. Promise that.
And here's the report, by the way. So the injury report officially comes out. And it says Dak Prescott, quarterback, ankle limited. And so because he didn't finish practice, they had to report that to the NFL.
They're going crazy in Tampa right now.
Right. Aha! And as we were playing that, I see where NFL Network was showing Dak talking during the press conference, or his press conference.
So he said he feels better than last year, he said.
Yeah.
Isn't that what he said?
Well, that's because the first question came out. It was like the feeler question, like, I think we know, but we don't know. And it said, so how's your health coming into this season?
Well, and because – okay, the media is watching the portion of the practice when he came off the field. Well, we don't know whether, and we were doing the show at the time, and so I got this text saying that Dak went off the field, but we don't know whether he had to go to the bathroom or not.
Yeah, I thought he was
and by the way,
intestinal problem.
So having said that, they were practicing indoors.
Right.
So it's not like he could walk up to the bushes.
Yeah, that's true.
Which they do, by the way.
Oh, gee. Yeah, they do. Which they do. Yeah, we never do that in here.
Yeah, never.
Yeah.
So anyway, so it wasn't until after practice, even going into the locker room, the media wasn't sure if, okay, maybe he just had to go to the bathroom.
Well, I saw a couple people around Cooper Rush, and I'm going, oh, boy, they've already put him out for the game. Number 2 quarterback's got to get snaps. So, which benefited him, by the way, because he never gets that, right? Or that many.
Producer Supreme, you say you have something else from Dak? Hello, Producer Supreme?
Maybe.
Chris Beam?
No. I do. Hold on a second. About his shoulder. Remember they asked about his shoulder. Here we go.
About his shoulder.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, I wrote it.
You did a press conference after the shoulder and told us it wasn't anything, and then we missed you for a couple of weeks.
I didn't know that, though. I didn't know. That was a baseball deal. I wasn't sure. Those are not even comparable. So, yeah. And obviously, when I found out about the shoulder, I had to, take back what I said. So this isn't even not even comparing.
All right.
Yeah.
There you go.
So, anyway, so they did the walkthrough today. I'm sure he'll be listed as full and, ready to go. So I don't think it's an issue. I mean, we've all put on new, different shoes, and you just got to break them in. Somebody asked me about it, and I said, I don't know. The hardest thing I ever had to break in were ice skates playing hockey.
God, I hate ice skates.
They are so stiff. Yeah. You couldn't believe. And I finally learned that the people that do that for a living, they'll put them in the oven and warm up the leather to soften it up, and then put it on, and it kind of molds to your your
that's
foot.
Kind of cool.
How about that? For some perspective.
Okay, my question is, so this we know now for sure that the Cowboys are going to elevate one of these quarterbacks to the roster on Saturday, since they're both on the practice squad.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. And the kicker, too, by the way. So you can't have any other injuries that you need to elevate. You better have them on your 48.
Okay, so you want to speculate what roster moves they will make?
Well, I think if you look at it, they've only got 8 offensive linemen, so they all got to be active. Because to elevate 2 guys from the practice squad, you got to have 8 offensive linemen active. So all the offensive linemen will be active. The quarterback will be active. The 3 running backs will be active. They're going to have to put down 1 to 2 wide receivers.
So the important thing for us to point out is the rules still exist. You can elevate 2 practice squad players,
right?
And they're still technically on the practice squad, but they get elevated on game day. And so it's not like the team has to take someone off the 53-man roster.
And they get paid like they're on the 53-man roster. Right. That's also important to them.
Yes,
And you can do that for 3 weeks with a given player?
You can do it 3 times.
Okay.
And then after that, you got to keep them there.
Right.
So they're banking on basically.
Like, for instance, with Cooper Rush.
Somebody could get.
They can do this with Cooper. Let's say Cooper Rush is the backup quarterback the first 3 weeks of the season. And then the Washington game, he would be on the 53.
Or you elevate Will Greer as the backup quarterback.
Yeah. In the next 3 games, you can do that. So now you're 6 weeks into the season.
I thought we got rid of Will.
No, he's on the practice squad.
Okay.
And so it's funny. I was listening to the opponent's podcast today, and they were scratching their head, going, "The Cowboys they don't have a backup quarterback on their depth chart."
You should listen to somebody else. So
he's listening to the wrong people.
Guy.
Right?
Yeah.
Actually, they were really good. And good insight on Tampa Bay, which I will reveal some of that stuff coming up here when Mickey gets done with his stuff.
Did you tune in to your the former intern?
Casey Phillips.
Yes.
I have not found where she works for the team.
Yeah.
But I haven't found a podcast that features her.
Haven't seen any interviews or anything. Okay, so continue. All the quarterbacks, all the running backs, all the tight ends. They've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 wide receivers. So 1 for sure, maybe 2. All the offensive linemen, defensive linemen, they're going to have to put 2 down.
Okay.
I would think 1 linebacker and probably 1 or 2 defensive backs.
How's Sam doing?
Down. He may be down. Mm-hmm. And I'm thinking on offense.
Who were you asking about?
Sam Williams.
Okay.
I was thinking you meant.
I was about to say that's breaking news.
No.
Jeez.
For some reason, when you said that, I thought you were asking about Marquise Bell.
I should be clear.
Because Sam and Marquise sound a lot alike.
Right?
Jeez, I was like, Sam Williams is going to be down this week?
No.
I thought maybe he was saying Simi. I thought maybe you thought Simi or something.
The way he said it, it sounded like it was his good friend that he knew.
Sam?
When he said Sam, I was thinking
he's my peer, man. I mean, he's a player.
I thought he was asking about Marquise
I know
Bell.
all the guys' first name basis.
I think Bell will be down.
You think so?
You thought maybe he was...
Bell and Nashawn Wright.
Okay.
So you thought it was FAMU.
No. By God, you guys better never make a mistake.
I know.
The rest of this day.
I'm quiet. I'm not saying anything the rest of the podcast.
Here I'm trying to give you good insight. Right?
I'm just glad that I happened to ask you. Was it Sam Williams?
Hey, over in Tampa, they're probably listening to us right now. Going, oh my God, Sam Williams.
Sam Williams.
Yeah, the guy that's probably going to play about 25 snaps.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, he's up. So it's going to be hard. They're going to, I don't know if Jabril Cox is up or, if they go shorter on the defensive backfield.
How long do you think Mickey stays up at night trying to figure out which guys are going to be up on Sunday?
Man.
Oh, I already did it yesterday.
But
you stayed up at night thinking about it, though, right?
No,
like the night that you figured it out.
Actually, I wake up in the morning thinking about it.
like a coach.
He gets good sleep. That's what he says.
Unfortunately, this morning, 6:15, I wake up and I've got to write my column today, and time is short. Mm-hmm. And I'm doing it in my head, and I'm going, no, let's just get up and
I want
go to work at 6:30.
I want names on wide receivers that are going to be up.
For sure?
Give me names, yeah.
Okay, I'm going to say for sure it is
CD one.
Lamb, Noah Brown, Cavante Turpin. You're going to count him as a wide receiver?
Yep.
Dennis Houston, and I think it's going to come – well, Gallup will be down, so that's one they can put down, right?
Okay.
And then I think it's one more. It's either Tolbert or Fihoko.
So
Tolbert's going to be up.
Well, I don't know because – every time Mike talks about the white receivers, he mentions Dennis Houston.
The white receivers? What about the black
receivers? That's good. That's all I'm saying. I don't know.
So number 80. I'm sorry, I can't. It's that's not Torrey Smith, right? Remember that's my
Brandon
he's on
Smith,
the
he's
practice
practice squad.
practice squad. Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
you
they-
like him.
I do like him. Yeah, he did well.
So it might be
We're going
fine.
to win the practice squad championship.
Man, I can't wait.
Yeah.
They should have that. That should
It's like
be in
intramurals.
practice.
It's like intramurals.
There you go.
Play on the
Chris.
weekends.
Staying on point.
Play on
You know,
Saturday.
they could do that actually. Do it like in pregame. They could have a 7-on-7 or
No,
something.
do it like they used to do in college. Friday night before the Saturday game, the freshmen played a game.
Yeah.
There
on
you
the
go.
practice field.
That would be very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember
They,
covering.
they have to play both ways. You got 16 players.
They did.
They have to play.
It's like a
We're gonna
flag
get somebody
game out
killed,
there.
man.
That would be great. NFL Network would
you
eat
could
that
just,
up.
You just walked out to the practice field and watched the games.
Tampa gets in
Friday-
at like
Friday
1 o'clock.
nights.
Their guys come over here, play on
Right,
the practice
right,
field
Chris.
against us.
And that's a great
Let's go.
developmental deal for these like offensive
yeah.
linemen who never get to play. And you can go ahead and you can do the reverse where you can actually take a guy who's going to be active on
There
Sunday
you
and
go.
get him some reps
There
on
you go.
Friday night.
There you go.
And they can do wraparound red zone coverage on the
See how
NFL
hard
Network of the practice
job
squad.
I have to keep these guys on point.
Man, this is
think
good
we can
stuff,
get this
man.
going.
Now we just got to work out the TV contract. We'll be good.
Or maybe you just do that on Tuesday.
No,
Wednesday.
that would be the key thing. Would TV come and televise
That's right.
the freshman game?
Sure they would. It's the NFL.
Yeah.
So, hey, as we get back
So
on-
defensive line, they're probably gonna have to put two guys down.
Okay,
I'm
who do you
guessing.
think? Who do you think?
Well, I'm thinking Ridgeway for sure, and then I think one of the defensive ends, either Golston or
Sam. No, I'm kidding.
or Basham.
Okay.
I think that's probably because he keeps talking about, how, on the depth chart, they've got Quentin Bohanna as a starter. And I know Neville Gallimore has been in there, and so has Tristan Hill. And they have moved guys inside. So, yeah, that one's going to be their tough one, what they do with the defensive
Okay, and that
line.
leads us to a great tease because we look at matchups, Cowboys versus Buccaneers, and that Cowboys defensive line against the interior of the Tampa Bay offensive line when we come back here on Mick Shots.
We paid how much for those lessons?
Shh, she's doing great.
Oh, yeah, totally. Can you pass me a Pepsi Zero Sugar? Great job, honey! Oh, look at that. That's not the end.
No way. Now it's time for the encore.
You know what? You're right. 5 times? Not enough times.
For everyone who traded in rock concerts for their kids' recitals, you've compromised enough. Pepsi Zero Sugar. That's what I like.
The Medal of Honor is our country's highest military award for valor in combat. More than 40 million individuals have served in the armed forces since the Civil War. Fewer than 4,000 have received the Medal of Honor. The National Medal of Honor Museum will be a place to preserve these legacies and inspire America. It's being built right next door to the Dallas Cowboys in Texas. Help us honor our country's greatest heroes. Learn more and get involved at mohmuseum.org.
Nobody protects you from mayhem like Allstate. I'm a broken traffic light. Stop and go is the name of my game. It's easy. You go, they go. Or was it they go, you go? And if you have the wrong car insurance, these repair costs could stop you in your tracks. So get Allstate's new low auto rate and be better protected from mayhem, like me.
Not available in every state based on coverage and limits selected. Subject to terms, conditions, and availability. In most states, prices vary based on how you buy. Allstate Bar and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Star Sports Tours is the only official fan travel partner of the Dallas Cowboys, offering exclusive game weekend travel packages with pre-game sideline access and photo ops with current players, cheerleaders, and Cowboy legends. You want to stay at a team hotel, attend the best tailgate party in Texas, tour the Star, and talk X's and O's with me, Everson Walls? With Star Sports Tours, you can. Visit cowboystravel.com to book your travel package today.
Back to Mick Shots.
K-Post Roofing and Waterproofing, proud partner of the Dallas Cowboys. From corporate homes to your home, have your roof checked by choice, not by chance. Call now, 214-225-4860, kpostcompany.com.
All right, you want to get into some of the keys to victory on Sunday night against Tampa Bay, or you got more stuff that you have on your legal pad that you would like to get to before we do that?
Let me see if we left anything out. Oh, yes.
Yes, you did.
By the way, on that official practice report coming out of Tampa, one Chris Godwin, as we spoke yesterday, did not practice.
That's true.
After them listing him as full on Wednesday. He was not full on Thursday, and it'll be interesting to see what they decide today, and they may have already done it since they're an hour ahead of us, if indeed that he will be able to play, which would mean they would be without their number 2 wide receiver, and their third receiver, Russell Gage, again was limited with a hamstring.
Reports from Tampa as we speak. Well, this is 2 hours ago from Rick Stroud, Bucs wide receiver.
This
Chris
report
Godwin
coming out of Dallas, Texas,
was in the orange non-contact jersey following stretching today. That's the latest.
So he's probably out.
This is Godwin?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when I look at that injury last year, I just keep thinking about it. It's amazing that he is.
Coach Todd Bowles said the decision on Chris Godwin will come right up until kickoff. Go ahead.
He's not playing.
He's not playing.
He's not playing. They're just keeping us in suspense.
Which only means Julio Jones will get a bigger, more snaps.
See, I think the Cowboys should have done that with Michael Gallup, too.
Just kind of play
go out there on Monday,
tease
make
him.
it look like that, because that was the thing on Godwin. He didn't have a knee brace on Monday, and so that's why everyone's thinking, he's going to play. He's going to play. Cowboys should have done the same thing with Gallup.
No. He should have had that damn knee brace on. That's why his ass is in limited practice.
And it was reported that he had no practice in contact yet.
Right. He still had that orange non-contact. Jersey on.
So anyway, that's kind of important. And it sounds like Jordan Lewis should be good to go.
Oh, is that right?
And Kelvin Joseph wasn't even on the injury report, so the concussion must have cleared up. So he should be good to go also.
So we got all these not dynamic players. We know what their status is. And I talk about this kicker. What is the story on him? Has he been doing well this offseason?
Brett Maher?
Yes, Maher.
Yes.
Because he's going to be key, not just in this game, but in the entire season. And we've been kind of dancing around and haven't really been talking much about him. I just don't know how consistent he has been this preseason, because he could be the guy to really put this team over the top.
Sort of what Zerline could have done in the season opener last year, and he squandered 4 points by himself.
And Ryan Suckup hit the game-winning field goal.
Exactly. Brady just
they
let
made
him
their
down the field.
36-yarder, and Zerline missed his 31-yarder. That was the difference in the game.
So what's the...
He's been, from what we've seen up until we didn't get to see anymore, he was pretty consistent hitting field goals.
Everything
the only time
suspiciously quiet about
The only
him.
time there was some sort of worry when it got reported when he was kicking at the skinny uprights in California against the Chargers. It's like, but they were good if the uprights were where they were supposed to be,
right?
Not the skinny ones,
right?
So, the times I've seen him kick, the most out of if he's kicking 8 or 9, he'd miss 1. So.
Well, he's going to be key, and we don't talk much about him at all.
And
his
kickoffs are important.
How have his kickoffs
And they've been
been?
in the end zone,
Excellent.
and they've had to do touchbacks.
Excellent.
Which I think early with a young special teams guy, the young guys on special teams, you don't want them covering kickoffs. Just kick it, let them have it at the 25.
That's right.
Don't be messing around. And the same thing with the punter. If you got it, just pin it to the sideline or kick it out of bounds. Don't get beat on special teams early in the season.
And maybe the Cowboys can win on special
That's
teams.
my point.
They do have a punt
guy.
returner, Cavante Turpin.
Yes.
Now, it's interesting that Tampa Bay has a rookie punter, 4th-round draft pick Jake Camarda.
Okay, and he's got to do the kickoffs too, by the way.
Playing in his first NFL game.
Did you see that kickoff last night?
Which one?
The one that went out of bounds?
The onside?
Oh, no.
Oh, no. I didn't.
No. It turned out to be an onside. That's how bad it was. Yeah.
I mean, they gave him the ball at the 40-yard line.
40-yard line.
Okay, so Camarda,
Yes.
the Tampa Bay punter, you know that every team, I believe they probably saw Turpin against the Chargers. Okay.
As
There's going to be directional punting.
John
Okay.
Fossil said the secret's out.
Yes.
It's no longer a secret.
That's right. So how much pressure is on that rookie punter for Tampa Bay to make sure that he is able to execute their game plan?
It's what he said yesterday. You know, if you
is there something
pressure on you put pressure on the punter.
That's right.
And hurry him up. And then he can't sit there and go, okay, I'm aiming this way. You know,
You know Fossil's thinking that way.
Oh,
Of course he is.
absolutely.
And you know Tampa Bay is thinking that, okay, the Cowboys are going to put pressure on the punter.
Absolutely.
And we talked about it all last year.
So the key is to make them punt.
I know last year I talked about it as well. We need all three facets of the game.
Yes.
You know,
Even more so
Yes.
with an offense that you have questions about. Legitimate.
And even more important, the intangible penalties. We have to keep those penalties down. I mean, we can't beat ourselves like we did last year, and that's how we did it.
So you were talking about
Matchups. Okay,
So-
when Tampa Bay has the football.
when they have the football.
When Tampa Bay has the football, Dallas is on defense. What do you think the greatest advantage the Cowboys have against the Bucs in this game?
When they talk about the depth on their defense, the first thing that seems to come up are the defensive tackles.
I agree.
So their defensive tackles, the combination of Osa Odigizua, Bohanna, Neville Gallimore, Tristan Hill, and anybody of those defensive ends that they want to bring in inside. That's going to be where the Cowboys have to take advantage, not only that, but with the ability of their linebackers to blitz up the middle.
That was the other thing. They do have a linebacker / defensive end.
Wearing 11, you know.
Can wreak havoc no matter where he's coming.
Yes. And
Tampa,
Barr's been known to
there's another
rush the quarterback from a linebacker position.
All right. I mean, when you look at Tampa, the glaring weakness on their offense is their interior offensive line. Starting in the offseason when Ali Marpet decided to retire and their other starting guard, Alex Kappa, signed a big dollar contract with the Cincinnati Bengals. And then they start training camp and they lose their Pro Bowl center, Ryan Jensen. Now, they did draft in the second round Luke Godecki, who's apparently going to start at left guard for them.
He is.
57th pick in the draft out of Central Michigan. Their starting center, Robert Hainsey, was a third-round pick last year out of Notre Dame. He played in 9 games last year with no starts. So there's your left guard and your center. They have combined for 0 starts in their NFL career.
Very few snaps, too.
And then the right guard, Shaq Mason, they acquired in a trade with the New England Patriots, and he has 98 starts in his career. But I went back and looked at Tampa Bay against Indianapolis in the preseason just to try to get a gauge on these interior offensive linemen. And Grover Stewart, the defensive tackle for the Indianapolis Colts.
Say that name again.
And apparently, and according, and this was an Indianapolis broadcast, and as he made play after play on one series, I mean, literally, there's 1 3-and-out down on the goal line where he just lived in the Tampa Bay backfield and Grover Stewart, and the Colts announcers were saying this guy might be the most underrated player in the league, and so there are players like that the Cowboys have that nobody knows about around the league, but we know about them, and so Indianapolis, they obviously think very highly of Grover Stewart. But anyway, he was a man, and I was just looking at Neville Gallimore can do that.
Yes, I was going to compare it to Gallimore. We have that guy.
We've got a guy in Neville Gallimore that nobody knows about because he's been hurt and he hadn't long time. Osa's another one.
Yeah.
I mean, the way Osa played his rookie year, first half of the year last year. And so I think these defensive linemen are, they're licking their chops right now. Yeah.
And Jerry said it again today when he was talking about the things they lost and everything. And he came right out in his radio interview and said, I love our defense. And to me, that's what this team needs.
Clearly, Mike McCarthy loves it too.
Yes, and he basically said, the I don't know if it was the first time or the one time he had a top defense. I got to look it up. He said top 5 was 2010 when they just happened to win the Super Bowl. And he's already said, if we're going to play complementary football, then I'll play to our defense because I think they're that good. So Dan Quinn even pointed out that Tampa Bay will not face the same defense they faced last year. We're better.
Ooh.
So
I like that.
And I like Neville. Neville was like, I'm just ready to play. He goes, football is back. He's a character. He is good.
And I love the acquisition of Anthony Barr, and I've talked about it before, because it frees up Dan Quinn to use Michael Parsons however he wants to.
Yes, it does.
And,
it does.
And even if they want to play 3 linebackers, and
that's what I was thinking.
And you
the
line
3 linebackers would be great.
And you line up one on the line, like they were doing that last year. They would put Micah Parsons on the left side next to DeMarcus Lawrence, and now it's like, okay, who are you going to double? And if you're doubling, you got to spend a tight end or a running back over there.
Sliding down.
Yeah. Or if you're not doubling, you still got to get one of those guys to block Micah Parsons.
Yeah.
It's kind of like what Tampa Bay does too.
Yes. No, exactly.
I was going to say, when you look at the good teams in the league, they all have the same thing in common.
Right.
Good quarterback, good running back, solid in the interior. That's what you're looking at.
That's what
we almost mirror each other, Tampa and Dallas. We almost mirror each other.
And along those lines, I'm talking about the acquisition of Barr and what it does to free up Parsons. When you look at Tampa Bay's defense, they Antoine Winfield is their guy in their secondary, who is just a playmaker. And now, as Winfield moves into his 3rd year in the league, I think that they're looking at playing him more in the slot, whereas in previous years, Sean Murphy-Bunting has been their slot guy, and of course they lost him in the first game last year. And he's got the position versatility Winfield does to play in the slot. And Michael Edwards has emerged as a starter at one of the safety positions. So I look at them as having 3 safeties on the field a lot, and so that's their X factor. On defense. And then Vita Vea is a guy.
You can look at his 3 safeties or 3 corners.
Right.
Considering the fact that he can play the slot.
Right. Yeah. So, it's just intriguing when you see these 2 defensive coordinators, Todd Bowles for Tampa and Dan Quinn for Dallas, and what they're going to try to do to disrupt the 2 top-scoring offenses in the league last year.
Oh, by the way. And in that game, the first one last year, neither one of them could run the ball a lick.
Nope.
It all came down to protecting the quarterback and having him throw. Now,
I think it's going to be a lot different.
The Cowboys would like to be able to run the ball, better. So tell me this. Do you think it's easier for an offensive lineman to run block than pass block?
I do.
So even if you're not that good, you should be good run blocking?
Well, you're not isolated as much when you're trying to run the ball. When you're backpedaling and you got a guy coming at you, it's pretty glaring that you're going to be the one. If you be the one to get beat, you're going to see it. As far as the running game is concerned, it's so congested in there. You can always kind of get some help from someplace. You can
especially
get help
in a zone blocking scheme.
Blocking scheme. You can get help on pass blocking as well, but it better come quick.
Right.
Yeah, it better be fast, because if you're going to get beat on the pass block, it's going to be quick.
And I would imagine if you're run blocking.
Man, boy, you in this color
thing. I'm having trouble, huh?
We got on black. Everybody's got on black.
You can tighten up your slits, right? You're closer together.
Of course. And that's what he was talking about, where the zone blocking really comes into play.
All right. We ready to make our picks?
No, we need to talk about the other way around now.
Okay.
Their defense.
All right. So when we're going to take a break, and you're going to do that, and then we're going to have time to make our picks.
Absolutely.
When Mick Shots continues in a moment.
Nobody protects you from mayhem like Allstate. I'm a broken traffic light. Stop and go is the name of my game. It's easy. You go, they go. Or was it they go, you go? And if you have the wrong car insurance, these repair costs could stop you in your tracks. So get Allstate's new low auto rate and be better protected from mayhem, like me.
Not available in every state based on coverage and limits selected. Subject to terms, conditions, and availability. In most states, prices vary based on how you buy. Allstate Bar and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
We paid how much for those lessons?
Shh, she's doing great.
Oh, yeah, totally. Can you pass me a Pepsi Zero Sugar? Great job, honey! Oh, look at that. That's not the end.
No way. Now it's time for the encore.
You know what? You're right. 5 times? Not enough times.
For everyone who traded in rock concerts for their kids' recitals, you've compromised enough. Pepsi Zero Sugar. That's what I like.
The Medal of Honor is our country's highest military award for valor in combat. More than 40 million individuals have served in the armed forces since the Civil War. Fewer than 4,000 have received the Medal of Honor. The National Medal of Honor Museum will be a place to preserve these legacies and inspire America. It's being built right next door to the Dallas Cowboys in Texas. Help us honor our country's greatest heroes. Learn more and get involved at mohmuseum.org.
Brace yourself for an existential question. Has your butt been having enough fun lately? Have you been treating it well? Has it been going places? If not, then it's about time you start using SeatGeek. SeatGeek is the best way to get your butt tickets to live events. Just ask the thousands of other butts who have rated it the #1 ticketing app. So what are you waiting for? Download the app now or visit SeatGeek.com to get tickets to sports, concerts, and live events and make your butt happy. SeatGeek. Get your seat in a seat.
Back to Mick Shots.
Boy, it's going to be a busy day in Arlington this weekend, and you can head to AT&T Stadium this Saturday, September 10th, to experience Rally Days presented by SeatGeek. Get ready to cheer on your Dallas Cowboys with tours of AT&T Stadium, ticket giveaways, games, inflatables, and more. Visit AT&TStadium.com/Rally Days for tickets and more information. The Rangers are playing a home series this weekend?
Yes, they are. Yeah.
And
I didn't think we'd talk about the Rangers today.
And
they've lost 9 of their last 10, so get out there and support them.
And I got criticized for saying this. Something called Bad Bunnies playing tonight out there also.
I heard about that.
Where?
I think at Choctaw Stadium.
Oh,
Isn't that the old baseball stadium?
Yeah. Usually they got high school football going on.
I think that's going on too, maybe at one of the two stadiums. Bad Bunny.
Bad Bunny.
All right.
Hey, before we go on, September 9th, 2007, me and Ron were honorary captains.
Oh, all right.
Me and Ron Springs.
At the game?
15 years ago today.
We were at the stadium. Can't remember. I think it was the Giants.
It probably was.
We always play the Giants.
That would make sense, right?
2007, yeah, 2007.
That would have been.
It was against the Giants. Season opener.
Wade Phillips' first game as Cowboys head coach.
Wow, good job that Wade.
All
right.
I dropped your peanut.
What is going on in the studio right now?
It came out of his media guide.
A cashew from training camp. I would sit there in our media workplace.
What's it doing in your media guide?
Still good.
It probably fell in my briefcase and it fell in my media guide, I assume.
At least it's a healthy nut. It's a healthy nut.
I dropped one on the floor, too. It's like,
why are you grabbing my media guide?
I was going to look up.
That's where I keep my cashews. What do you mean?
I was looking up the Giants game in 2007.
No, that's his cashew bag, man. Come on.
Is this a Cuban Missile Crisis today?
Vicky, you wanted to talk about when Dallas has the football.
There's one guy that I put 2 check marks on their depth chart. Some guy named Akeem Hicks, and he's one of their defensive linemen. He's an outside guy, and I would imagine that number 73 is going to see a lot of number 96 right in front of him. I don't know if they play sides or not, but that guy's been a load for the Bears these last several years. And I'm sure Mike McCarthy must know a lot about him, even going back to his Packer days. So, they're going to have to keep an eye on him.
He's their new Sue.
Yes, he is.
He said a better suit.
And
That's what
better.
he said yesterday.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember that. Yes.
Yeah, because he's more mobile. Because he's more of a defensive end than a defensive tackle.
So we're looking at, and we talked about this yesterday, we're looking at probably still the same issues trying to run the ball as we did last year.
Maybe.
And with the secondary a little depleted, you talked about that during the break, I believe, then we can look at
Maybe
a
have to
repeat
throw
of
the
a
ball.
lot of passes down the field.
I
Because
mean,
their safeties are the ones that are depleted.
Yeah, and we always talk about, well, you put the tight end over there, but you don't want to have to do that and help out every snap, right? So that's going to be a guy that they've got to keep an eye on to make sure he doesn't break out for, what was it at Atlanta, a 5-6 sack game that night? 20.
Oh, yeah, against Chaz Green?
Yeah.
Yeah.
2017, 2016, somewhere in there.
All right, so you ready to make
Yes.
some picks?
Let's go.
Who's going to start?
You guys.
Who's going to start? Dak Prescott is starting. Go ahead.
Well, you could talk to Mickey.
That's right.
All right, so
I get the last say.
Mickey gets the last say.
Mickey
You know
gets the
what?
last
At the
say.
beginning of the week, I was like, Tampa Bay's going to win this game. And then the more I studied it, I've turned around.
I've never thought that. No, I've never thought that.
I've turned around, and I think the Cowboys are going to come out like gangbusters on Sunday night. And so I am picking a Cowboys victory over the Falcons. Over the Bucks. I'm looking at Falcons because I'm looking up about the 6-sack game against Chaz Green.
Okay, Sam, finish.
So I feel a lot better about it if they were playing the Falcons.
Right.
So I'm going 27-20. Cowboys win over Tampa Bay.
I don't know that I have as much confidence in the 27, but I do have confidence.
I'm not saying the offense
in
is
the
scoring 27.
Well, that's true too. I did the same thing. I thought, well, there's no way. And then the more I looked at it, it's like, okay, how about Cowboys 23-21?
23-21. A late safety wins it?
Turn around last
A late
year's
safety.
Well,
that would be very dramatic.
Just-
That's so dramatic.
they scored 29 last time. How'd they get to 29?
I don't remember.
Missed an extra point.
Here's what I have.
There you go. So you don't have a lot of confidence.
It might be three more field goals, and you never, or 4. Who knows?
By the way, I was Adrian Claiborne was the guy with
Yes.
the 6 sacks for the
Yes.
Falcons.
Or 5, and somebody else had another one, and then they
he set
had
a franchise
6,
record
right.
with 6 himself.
And then they had 7, I think.
Yeah,
and
may have been 8.
and the guy that came in for Chaz Green gave up a couple too.
Yeah.
One of them Camerons they had.
And Chaz Green's in the league, and he's not.
And Chaz is still in the league.
Yeah.
Yes, and he's not.
Yeah. That's right. All right, so
Hold on.
you got 23-21.
23-21.
I got 28-24.
28-24. Okay.
Pick to click.
Pick to click.
All right.
Pick to click.
All right, I'm going first.
All right.
Dalton Schultz.
Dalton Schultz.
That's right. He's going to have 9 catches for 110 yards.
Okay.
putting it
Very
right
precise
now.
there.
That's
9
right.
for 110.
He's going over 100 yards.
And a touchdown?
That's right. And a touchdown.
As a matter of fact, I
Thank
think
you.
yesterday I picked him as one of my candidates to score the first touchdown. Dalton Schultz.
Okay. It's too easy to say Micah Parsons is a pick to click, right?
No.
No,
Okay.
that's like saying Dak is a pick
He
to
could
click.
be very destructive.
That's right.
If they can't handle
Well, since
him.
I picked yesterday that Michael Parsons is going to be the defensive
You better
player of the
start
year in
You
the
have
league,
no choice.
then I'm
Yeah.
going to go ahead and say he's going to do it right off the bat. And yes, he will sack Tom Brady.
Oh, yeah. That's
Sort
easy.
of like we picking Buffalo to win the Super Bowl, and we said, well, they better win that first game if they're going
That's
to do
right.
that. I am going to go out on a limb and say it may not be the quantity, but it'll be the quality of one Cavante Turpin.
Think he's going to do it again?
All he's got to do is make 1 or 2 plays, and it can turn the entire game around.
That's what I mean by 3 facets. That's what I mean by all 3 facets.
We just took it. We had a tight end, we had a linebacker, and we had a special teams demon who might have an opportunity.
Be a wide receiver.
could be jet sweep.
All right. So will he score a touchdown? Turpin.
Oh, I didn't get that far in my prediction. The limb
if he's going to be a pick to click.
The limb might have broke on that. He's going to do something to make a big turnaround in the game.
Impact. He's going to be impactful.
Yes.
And are you going to specify whether that is on a punt return or on offense?
I'm not giving the Bucs that information.
They're listening. Yeah, they're listening.
All right.
Hey, they were playing Philadelphia a couple of years ago, and I got in the elevator with one of their radio analysts, a former player for him, and he knew who I was. And I go, how do you know who I am? He goes, we listened to your podcast.
Watch out.
So that's why this whole hour was filled with lies.
Yeah. Maybe so is the one you listened to from Tampa.
That's right. Okay, that does it. And y'all are making an appearance tomorrow?
Tomorrow, 1:15.
1:15 during the second half of the Alabama-Texas game. The Longhorns' great victory. Mickey at Everson will be making an appearance.
They just hope they're still in the game.
I'll be peeking at
and I'll be picking at the Missouri K-State game.
All right, and we'll all be peeking at the Cowboys and the Buccaneers on Sunday night, and we'll be back here to review it at noon on Monday on Mick Shots.
Go Cowboys.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys? Yeah!